Hola, ¿cómo estamos? Qué rico tenerlos a todos por acá. Vamos a tener una invitada maravillosa el día de hoy. Ella es Yael Zarca. Hello, guys. Hello, everybody. We are so happy to be here with you today. We have an amazing guest. Her name is Yael Zarca from France. So, Yael, welcome. How are you?
Thank you. Hello, Maria. Hola. I'm very happy to be with you today from Paris.
Okay. It's so glad. I have been a fan of your work for many years. And this is one of the good things that the situation that we have been living is bringing to us or is giving to us, that we can connect, that we have these spaces of just talking through the internet and organizing these events that you don't have to travel. The girls from different countries, they don't have to travel, or different cities, and we can still learn and like be happy with your dance, with your talent, learn from you. So we are super excited.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's true that online will never be the same as live, but it's an amazing opportunity for everybody to learn more from everywhere and easier.
Exactly. Okay, so we have many questions. The girl, they have many questions. So let's start from the beginning. Tell us a little bit about how did you begin, how did you started dancing Oriental dance exactly, and a little bit about why you fell in love with Oriental dance.
Mhm. So from my origins, my parents' origin, my mother is half from Morocco and my father is from Tunisia. So I've been listening to some Arabic music since I was young, but this is not the thing that brought me to Oriental dance. The thing is my babysitter at this time, so I was young. She was French, 100% French, and she was taking some belly dance classes. And she invited me to her MDR gala show, student gala show. And I was so amazed. I thought how this French, 100% French girl can dance like this, and I cannot. So I decided to join a belly dance class. At this time, everybody was telling me that I was dancing very well when I was dancing, for example, in at the weddings in my family or private parties. Everybody told me that I was great. So I thought I was great. And when I joined my first belly dance class, that was really not the same. I was really not amazing. I I understood that it was hard and strong technique, and that I will have to learn for many years to become a good dancer. So this is how I went to belly dance classes. And what I love in this dance is that first we can dance alone. We don't need to be in a duet, for example. And I really feel that this dance is for all bodies and all origins, all age, all origins. This is important origins because at this time I thought that only Arab can dance well, and I completely changed my mind. Everybody can really dance well if you learn and practice hard. And what I love in
Exactly.
is at this time I was a teenager and I felt that I was not feeling good in my body. You know, when you're a teenager, you feel you are too fat, too short, too this. And with belly dancing, I felt I was myself. I was not feeling shy. And at the beginning, I was feeling shy, but with the years, belly dancing helped me a lot.
Exactly. So, living, I mean, with your mom being from Morocco and your dad from Tunisia. So, for example, your mom did a little bit of Oriental dance, or this is something that is not done at all in Morocco? Because I don't know, because I know some folk dances of Morocco, but I don't know if Raqs Sharki, if Oriental dance is part of their normal social dances.
No, Moroccan dance is something different than Egyptian dance, but she was moving to some Egyptian music or any kind of Arabic music, and she was moving her hips, her shoulders, and listening to some Egyptian music. So I was into this and I loved it. Like I was moving my shoulder. I could do hip drop or this kind of thing before to take a class.
Ah, okay, okay, okay. And now your mom is super happy to see you dancing. She loves it.
Yes, and my mom is dancing very bad. I want to say she was not a good dancer.
Ah!
She didn't teach me. But she just gave me maybe the taste of dancing because she was dancing to any kind of music.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
maybe the art origin also from my father's side. For example, in my family in Tunisia, they were a player from Qanun, player from Oud. They were also a dancer. So maybe all these roots were into my blood, and I felt immediately good with this dance and with this music. But you know you are Colombian, and you know that if you have Arab blood, doesn't mean at all that you will be a good dancer.
Exactly, exactly. Exactly, that is true. Okay, so tell us about your most memorable moment or several moments of your life that you really, really remember and that you feel passionate about it, that change perhaps the way you dance or your life or something very, these very special moments that the dance has give to you.
Mhm. I would mention two moments. First one is the first time I traveled to Japan for workshops and show. That was in Tokyo, and it was my first travel to Asia. And I was um, so emotional. I'm not sure we can say it like this, but I felt so much emotion when I saw all the students, Japanese students, who were so respectful about this dance, this art, and so respectful about me as a teacher. And it's absolutely not their culture. So that was first time for me to see a completely opposite culture, loving so much this Arab culture. And they respect it so much, and they want to learn. They are really hard worker. They want to understand and know all details of the dance. So I really felt something special when I traveled there first time. And the second moment, I would mention my soloist show in Paris in 2012. 2012, I organized my own soloist show with a live band for 1 hour and a half. I had the full band only for me, and that was magic that I could dance with live band for so long and do whatever I wanted. And the, the theater was full, and I had so good energy with the audience and with the live band. So that was a magical moment. So as a dancer, we sometimes dance with orchestra, but it will be like one solo, one dance, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but not a full show. So I was lucky that I could do raksaki, I could do belody, I could do folklore, I could do drum solo, anything with the live band. It was a great moment.
But I guess it was, you felt very tired at the end because you were the only one responsible of the entire show. I mean, with the band, of course, and the musicians, they were playing for you when you were changing or something like this, but the show was you. So it was a big responsible, and I guess it was stressful a little bit. And at the end, I think you felt a little bit tired because it was a huge show.
Yes, it was horrible. Yes, it was really too much stress. And I think when the show was finished, after this, I really needed maybe 1 month to have my energy back. I was empty.
Of course. Yeah, but it is a dream because dancing with a CD, with a track, with a recorded music is something, and dancing with a live band is something else. And also just training and doing the rehearsals with them is a joy, no?
Yes, and I have a problem. My problem is that when I dance with live band, I cannot focus on anything, not any step, any choreo, not anything. So I'm completely amazed, and it's like some people will take some alcohol or will take drugs, which is forbidden. But me, when I just have live bands, I'm someone else. So I cannot control.
Yeah.
So
Okay, Jael,
okay.
what do you enjoy the most? Being a dancer, an artist, or being a teacher? Or you enjoy them equally, or what do you enjoy the most?
I in the beginning I enjoyed more to be an artist, to be a dancer. But these years I'm enjoying more to be a teacher because I love to see the results on my students. I love to see them being a better dancer. This is a different emotion, but I still love dancing on stage for sure because there is something unique. But being a teacher is really something I love. But at the beginning, it was not my favorite because I'm not someone really passionate. So I was afraid that being a teacher will not be a job for me. But finally, it was a big discover on myself that I love to repeat again. I love to give all the details. I love to watch my students dancing.
Exactly, and to just see the transformation. You know, a student that didn't dance at all in her life, and then you see her in the stage like a star, you know, confident, beautiful, feminine. That transformation is amazing.
Yes, confidence is really an important word, I think, for any artist and any student who wants to learn a dance. Because when I started belly dancing, I was not confident at all. And with years, I learned to be confident on stage because in normal life, I'm not the same woman. But on stage or in my class, I'm really feeling confident.
Okay, okay. So I'm going to read this question. One of the girls sent it to us. So it says, in this period of time that sometimes we feel that the look and superficiality is more important than the soul. What means being an artist for you in these times of very is a lot of superficiality? What do you think is being an artist?
You talk about superficiality in dance or in world?
Let's say about the dance.
Mhm. There is one sentence from Oscar Wilde that I love is the artist is nothing without the gift, but the gift is nothing without the work. And this is an important sentence for me because I feel that if you have a gift but you don't train or you act bad with your colleagues, you will never become a good and famous artist. Okay, when I talk about being famous, it's only about Oriental dance world. We are not talking about Madonna or. But yes, it's true that these years I really feel that sometimes the dancing is becoming too superficial. I watch too many girls dancing half naked on Instagram and doing only sexy moves, not dancing, but they call it Oriental dance, and this makes me sad. But I really hope that in the future things will change a little bit to have something less superficial and more how to say more clean. Let's say clean.
Exactly. Yeah. And more
And
deep
what do you
and
think about it?
hmm?
What do you think about it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Me too. It's like sometimes when I'm just watching or just scrolling in social media, I just see sexy girls, you know. I don't see soul. I don't see love. I don't see respect for the dance form. And also my concern is the next generations, you know, because the ones that we have been dancing for 10, 20, 15 years, we saw the previous generation. So we see the respect in the dance and the love for the dance. But right now, the girls that they have been dancing for 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, what they see is just the sexy girls in the stage. But they perhaps they don't see the respect and the knowledge, the training and the love for the dance. This is my concern, I guess.
I totally agree with you.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about styles. Nowadays, there is how can I say, teachers from Egypt, they say something, teachers from Russia, they say something, from Argentina, they say something. What do you think about the styles? Do you think that that we can name them as styles? Because also when we say Egyptian style, we have so many different artists from Mahmoud Reda to Randa Kamel, and for us to say that it's just one style, that is the Egyptian style, sometimes it is like, but it's so different. But yes, the modern Egyptian style has something similar, So what do you think about the styles?
Egyptian style is the basic, and everybody should learn the Egyptian style. Even if inside Egyptian style there is several styles, as you mentioned, but this is the same roots, same feeling, same spirit, and this is important to learn it. And then there is other styles, as you mentioned, Argentinian style, Russian style, but there are just a modern style from Egyptian style. I don't know how to explain this, but I really respect and admire Argentinian style, Russian style, even if it's not my style. My style is Egyptian modern. But I think the only thing is to know the roots and to know what we are talking about. Like, for example, I know in Argentinian style, what they call Bellady is different. And for me, it would be better if Bellady is Egyptian style name, and we can use another name for the style danced by Argentinian. And it's not only Argentinian, because now this style is everywhere around the world. It's a famous style. But it's very good that each country has bring several details and steps and energy. Like you talk about Argentinian style. If I mention Saida, if I mention Amir, they all added something new and beautiful into the dance. It's great that they had their own touch, and so many people are following. It's great. And from Russia, it's the same. There is so many beautiful dancer, and they really know. Since few years, they really know about the culture. They really want to be precise in what they teach, not only about technique, but also about origins of this dance. And it's great. But my
Exactly.
favorite is the Egyptian style.
Yeah, exactly. What you say is very true because, every country, we are different. Like, for example, in Colombia or in Latin America, we have another flavor, In Colombia, we have salsa or we have other dances it is just part of our body, When we dance, something is like you free, is something that you cannot control because it's part of your heritage, is part of something that you grew up, dancing. So it's interesting because, yes, I think every country can add this personality, this touch, but as you say, don't lose the connection with the roots, with what was before, with the essence of the Oriental dance. So I think it's very important when you point that each country can give a flavor, but without disconnecting with the essential or the essence of Oriental dance. Exactly. And now that you are talking a little bit about baladi, let's talk about it. So yes, because right now it's very popular, it's very trendy to see what it is called modern Egyptian. So it's like music that is not Egyptian, that is perhaps from other countries, and the movements are not, they don't have the Egyptian flavor, they are not like into the Egyptian, let's say, folklore or culture. So what do you think about these?
I think it's good to have a fusion. The only thing is just one more time to know the origin and the roots of what you are dancing, and to respect it, and to choose another name. The problem is if you mentioned that you do Egyptian dance and you do something which is much more like fusion, it's wrong. This is my opinion. That if you do something and you call it fusion from Oriental dance or Egyptian dance, it's very good. And it's normal that these days everybody try to add something new to make it more rich, and to also develop styles. Like I'm trying to have my own style. This dancer is trying to have her own style. So everybody try to have something new. This is the work of artists to bring something new. But one more time, the thing is to keep the basic. And if you mention Bellady is the country in Arabic means my country. So this is the country style of dancing, and what's Bellady girls, so country girls are dancing, is completely different than what we are dancing. Our dance is a fusion. Raksharki is a fusion of Bellady, but always with the roots and with the feelings, with the attitude, with the energy, with understanding of the music, understanding of the lyrics, when there is lyrics, understanding of the rhythms. All these things are very important in the belly dance. So I don't like belly dance word. That's Oriental dance or Egyptian dance. This is something important.
Exactly. I think what you say, it is like exactly the concept that it has to be developed, the name, you know. Let's change the name. So which name? Maybe ballady fusion, as you say, because yes, when you say that you are going to do a ballady, people are expecting something, you know.
Yes.
So it is better that we put a name, you know. So because we cannot, how can I say, block creativity, you know, musicians or dancers, because it's something that already happened, you know. Ballady, these ballady songs mixed with Argentinian music or perhaps other, I don't know, other cultures, it is already there. It's something that already occurred, so we just cannot block it. I think we have to give it a space, you know, and differentiate. Okay, so we have the Egyptian ballady, and maybe we have, as you say, ballady fusion or something, another name. So I don't know. I don't know how can we create a name. Who can create a name? How can we agree to have a name? You know, for this. Yeah.
I
But
don't know.
I agree. Huh?
I don't know. I don't know
Yes.
who can create the name, but for me, Egyptian dancers are always a reference. I always refer to them to know if I'm right or wrong. And some Egyptian dancers are very open-minded, so they can help to add new stuff.
Exactly. And Jael, for example, I cannot get tired of watching your performance of Ballady. I think it's unique. I think it's very Egyptian, but it has your personality, your style. So how do you do it? How do you improvise? Do you choreograph? How do you keep it with the Egyptian flavor, but adding something new, something like your personality? What do you do?
First thing for me is to travel to Egypt as often as possible. I traveled there so many times, so I can watch people, how they live, their attitudes, and feel more the Bellady style. When I dance on stage, most of the time I'm doing improvisation, and this is improvisation from the heart, because I love this culture, I love this music, I love the people there. So this is really from my heart. But when I teach, for sure, I need to choreograph. But I always try, even when I choreograph, I always try to give as many information as I can about culture to my students, and to help them to find a way to improvise also from their own. I mean, not only learn a choreography, but trying to do their own ballet style. I always try to feel like I'm bint al balad. What we call bint al balad in Arabic is the country girl. She's authentic. She's fun-loving. And we need to understand that social dance and stage dance is something very different. When we Oriental dancers dance baladi, this is completely different than when an Egyptian girl dance baladi at home. But I always try to feel that I'm one of these girls and just add some modern steps, some traveling, and some things to make it better for the stage, but always keeping the roots.
Exactly. So for you, at Taksim Baladi, this progression, what is it? Is like earthy, more hip, more, as you say, Bintal Ballad? For you, what is your inspiration besides this Bintal Ballad girl? Is also more earthy, more hip work?
Yes, more earthy, more hip work, arms closer from the body, more relaxed. This is one very important thing, and this is why ballet is so difficult to dance, because we need to look like if it's natural, not not the academic style, the even about the posture. For me, ballet is released, relaxed. You see, my shoulder are more natural, not so open like in a rakshraki. So attitude and posture are for me the most important thing in this style.
Exactly. And I have seen, for example, a baladi that you started playing finger cymbals. Also, I have seen other dancers with Melaya. What else? Yeah, like Mora Escandarani, Alexandria flavor. What do you think about this? And how can we put these introductions to the baladi?
Iskandarani. If you saw Beladi with Melaya, this is Beladi, this is not Iskandarani. Because in Beladi style, you can find Melaya, but it's different. And the way to use it and the attitude is really Beladi, not like in Iskandarani. But the most important thing is to love the music. If you love the music, you immediately find inspiration, feeling, and everything looks natural. For me, melody is so natural in my body because I love the music and I love to dance in a relaxed way. Maybe because I started dancing at home and not in a class. When I was young, it was a relaxed dance, more natural dance. So maybe that's why I feel so good with melody.
Exactly, exactly. Okay. So super important. Just feel relaxed, enjoy the music, and also what you say, if you can travel to Egypt, if you can just like watch and learn the gestures, their language with their body, and just respect the tradition, the music, and just do it naturally from the heart, with respect with this culture. It's
Yes,
super, super important what you say.
some dancers think that it will never be natural in their body, but it's wrong. If you train a lot, if you listen a lot of music, if you watch a lot of videos, you one day it will become natural in your body. I mean, dancing so relaxed. I've seen some of my students, they couldn't do it in the beginning, and then after a lot of training, it became natural.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, so what do you think about the dance today? I know we already talked a little bit about that, but what do you see right now that you like, and what do you see that you don't like? For example, something positive is like we have nowadays more events more opportunities to train, to study, but also more opportunities for dancers that perhaps are they don't have a lot of training, or perhaps they don't have a lot of knowledge, and they are representing Oriental dance in big stages, and perhaps it's not the best way to present the dance. So what do you think about right now, what is happening? What is the positive that you see? What is the negative that you see right now?
The positive is, as you said, there is a lot of events, a lot of teachers, and Oriental dance is becoming a respected discipline that we can find everywhere in the world. I'm so happy that this dance is everywhere in the world, even in the smallest countries. You will find some Oriental dance classes. So this is amazing, and for the students, it's so easy these days to become a good dancer, because you have so many opportunities to learn. You see, even now with online classes, you can learn. You stay at home, and for very cheap price, you can learn. So this is great, because when I was dancing in my beginnings, it was not as easy as now, and the prices were very high to learn, and only few good teachers were traveling. So it was much more difficult than these days. These days, everybody can become a good dancer. There is no excuse, no excuse to learn. I mean, sometimes some dancers, they said, no, I don't have time, I don't want, I don't have enough money. No, this is not an excuse. If you want to be a good dancer, you can be a good dancer. You don't need to be a sexy dancer to become famous. You need to train hard to become a good dancer. About the bad things, the same problem as we were talking about. That some girls are using belly dancing just to become sexy, famous girls, and they don't really care about the belly dance. And this is giving a bad reputation, a bad idea about this art. And in the past, some sexy dancers were bad dancers. They were just sexy. But these days, some very good dancers are just sexy dancers. So this is a bit sad. And I think this is also because of Instagram and having many followers, for example. This is the sad thing, but only few sad things and a lot of very good and positive things.
Yeah. And you know what I think is that perhaps they are not sure about their role in history, and how what they are doing is going to impact next
Mhm.
generations, you know? So because perhaps they are doing it just as you say, for followers, for posting interesting stuff, like catching stuff, but they don't know that girls that are just starting, they are watching this, and this is what is now expected, you know. This is what the new students think that the dance should be, you know. So I think what maybe these big figures in the Oriental dance world that have many followers, um as you, for example, and you are very responsible what you post, what you say, you know. Everybody should be very responsible about the content that they share, you know. So and the impact in the history of Oriental dance.
I do my best.
Yes. You do an
I'm
amazing job. You do an amazing job, Jael. Okay, so for example, let's talk about some tips for students. Tips for students and for teachers and for performers. Let's start with the students. The best tips that you can tell to the students.
um, I would say first, take lessons consistently, for sure. Second, practice a lot. practice daily if you can. Practice as much as you can. Something very important for me is to have a goal. I think this is very important to have a goal, to know where you want to go in your dance and with your dance. I would say keep yourself inspired. So try to be as much open mind as you can. Watch other dance, watch any shows, even if it's not dance. Listen to a lot of music. This is I think something important. And I would finish with feel your body. Feel your body is also important. I mean, do not do something which is against what your body can do or want to do. And try to be yourself. I think these tips are for all the dancers, students, teachers, dancers on stage. It's the same. And yes, try to be yourself. Try to not be a copy of someone, and respect this art as much as it deserves.
Exactly, exactly. I think it applies to everybody, teachers, performers, as you say, and students also. And to the teachers right now, what do you want to say to the teachers that right now are struggling, closing perhaps some schools or going just doing virtual classes right now? Can you advise? Can you give for them advice or encourage them to continue what they're doing?
I know this is a very hard time for everybody in the world, but especially for artists. And we as teachers and professional dancers, we really have a bad time. But first, it will be, I hope, for a short time. Soon it will come back to the normal. And the world needs artists. So please, artists, do your best to keep dancing. And even if about the money, I know things are difficult if you have to close your school. Maybe you close it just for a short time and you will open a new one later when things will get to the normal. And yes, we need artists. So be strong. We need to be strong all together, and to have a solidarity also between us to help each other. And I'm sure that soon things will get back to the normal, and we will all dance together live, not online. And many schools will open again, and it will be a happy time.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, so this is our last question for you. So tell us a little bit about your new projects. What are you doing right now? Are you enjoying this virtuality? So tell us about your upcoming projects.
You know that projects this month are not easy. Some things has changed. For me, you know that this epidemic is also an opportunity to stay more at home and be with my son, because I was traveling every week. So this is also an opportunity. So I try to to keep the positive things about it. But it's also good for me to have new projects, new ideas, new way of thinking, new way of working, like with you for this online workshop, online festival, which I think is amazing. It's so great to have put together all these great teachers, and to give the opportunity to everybody to learn for a cheap price. It's great. Thank you, Maria. And my next project is the release of a booklet about ribbons, booklet with CD, with MP3 audio. I did one already, which was a big success in French and in English. And the second one, the volume 2, is coming this autumn.
Okay, that is fantastic. That is fantastic. Okay, Yael, so thank you so much for this time. We enjoy talking to you. I know the girls love your dance, your talent, and of course they are going to love this and they are loving this interview. So thank you a lot. I don't know if you want to say some last word for them.
Thank you so much, Maria. Girl, I'm so happy that we can dance together online very soon. Please join my workshop in the festival. We will have good energy together. And I hope I will meet you one day live and we can hug each other. But now I will meet you in a few weeks, very few weeks. So train at home, keep your good energies, positive minds, and we'll see you soon. Besos.
Okay, thank you a lot, my dear. So I'm going to say goodbye to you. Thank you, Jael, for this amazing time that we spent together. Thank you, all the people that are watching this. We are going to continue and to have these interviews during the entire month of September. So be very aware of our program and our schedule. I'm going to say now goodbye in Spanish. Okay, so. Gracias a todas las personas que se conectaron a esta maravillosa entrevista con Yael desde Francia, una artista maravillosa, una inspiración para todas. Muchísimas gracias a todas las personas que se conectaron. Seguimos todo septiembre con unas entrevistas también maravillosas. Muchísimas gracias. Hasta pronto.